Hello, and thanks for mathing with me today. In this video, you're going to learn how to divide fractions. When dividing fractions, we need to use the reciprocal. We will reciprocate the second fraction, and then we'll multiply the fractions, and last we simplify if we can. What is a reciprocal? A reciprocal is the multiplicative inverse of a number or expression. To put it simply, it just means to flip the fraction. The numerator becomes the denominator, and the denominator becomes the numerator. Let's just try some examples of finding the reciprocal. In the first example, we have the fraction -3/2. The reciprocal of -3/2 is -2/3. See, the numerator became the denominator, and the denominator became the numerator. It is still negative. In number 2, remember, we can rewrite a whole number as a fraction over 1. This might help you to find the reciprocal of 4, which is 1/4. Pause the video and try some examples on your own. Try numbers 3 and 4. Hopefully you were able to find that the reciprocal of 1/3 is 3, or 3/1, and the reciprocal of -5/9 is -9/5. Now let's practice dividing fractions. Now that we know how to reciprocate, we're going to reciprocate the second fraction first. We start by rewriting our dividend. Our dividend is -2, and then remember we're going to multiply that by the reciprocal of the second fraction. Because this fraction is negative, I'm going to put it in parentheses. Remember, if we have a number next to a parenthesis, it means they're being multiplied. We're multiplying by a negative, and the reciprocal of 3/4 is 4/3. Now we're just multiplying fractions. Remember, this is the same as -2/1. So we have a negative times a negative. We know that's going to be positive. 2 times 4 is 8. Over 1 times 3 is 3. So -2 divided by -3/4 is 8/3. Let's try another one together. Remember, we rewrite the first fraction as is, and then we multiply by the reciprocal of the second fraction. So we're going to multiply by the reciprocal of -1/3, which is -3, or if you want to write it as -3/1. And then we multiply across the top and multiply across the bottom. We have a positive times a negative. That's going to give us a negative. 6 times 3 is 18, and 7 times 1 is 7. And neither of these fractions reduce, so we leave them as is. If we could reduce the fraction, that means that the numerator and denominator both divide by the same factor, then we would reduce them. Pause the video and try some examples on your own. Remember, write the first fraction first, and then you're reciprocating the second fraction to multiply. Pause the video and try examples 7 and 8 now. Hopefully you paused the video and found that 2/3 divided by 5/4 is the same as 2/3 multiplied by 4/5, which equals 8/15. And 5/3 divided by -1 and 1/2, that's a tricky one. Remember, we have to convert the mixed number to a fraction first. That gives us 5/3 divided by -3/2, which means we have 5/3 multiplied by -2/3, which equals -10/9. I hope in this video that you learned how to divide fractions. Thanks so much for mathing with me today.